Jesse Bayler?
Yeah, I'm here about the job.
Of course, you're right on time. Well, go in then.
Oh, right, yeah.
Jesse, I've been looking forward to meeting you all day. Please, take a seat.
Well, it's good to meet you.
Of course, I have to say I was very impressed by your application, so you don't need to look so nervous. I just wanted to get to know you and answer any questions you might have about the job. A seat, Jesse?
Oh, right.
So, if you're ready to get started with a couple questions about yourself?
Yeah, sure, I'm okay with that.
Right, well, in your application, you said you attended college locally and are 2 years into studying for your degree in...
engineering.
And how are you finding that?
Pretty great, actually. It's always fascinated me.
Well, I called one of your professors and he seemed to think it's going more than just pretty great.
Oh, yeah?
I believe he actually used the word prodigy.
Mr. Harris said that?
He did, and that's brilliant news for me. Because here at Elysium, we love a creative mind and will certainly be able to put your skills to good use. So, what would you say interests you the most in engineering?
Well, I love creating new things, like the sort of thing that a whole new market, rather than just filling gaps in an old one.
Ah, an inventor. You'll certainly fit right in with us. That is, if you think you'll work well with others.
Well, we normally work together when we're working on projects for class.
Of course, you're an engineer, you're great at building bridges, right? So, I want to hear more about these projects. There anyone you, tend to work with?
Well, usually my roommate David, he's very talented.
Well, that's good to hear. You'll certainly find that cooperation is vital. If you choose to take this position, and we have a wide range of talent that I hope you'll find yourselves compatible with.
I'm sure I'll be able to work with anyone.
What I like to hear. So, anyway, any ongoing projects at the moment?
Oh, there's quite a big one, actually.
Oh?
It's a counter-servo for wind turbines. It's basically a wind turbine. It wastes a lot of energies for every meter of turbine shaft between the blades and the generator. But normally, if you try making it shorter, you have to angle the blades differently and end up catching less wind.
Okay.
So the counter-servo gets wound up in reverse as it turns, with commuter wires wrapped around the turbine shaft as it charges up using more rotation.
So it reduces the energy waste.
That's right, practically to zero.
Now that is interesting. So how much more energy can a turbine with those counter-servos produce?
Twice as much, 3 times maybe.
That could change the world, Jesse.
Really?
Have you shown anyone else?
I have, so don't get any ideas.
No, I just mean that if you're going to be working on that at Elysium, we wouldn't want anyone else copying you beforehand.
Right.
So who have you shown exactly?
Just David. He helped me develop it.
This could make things complicated. Perhaps we'll have to hire him as well. Never mind about that right now anyway. We'll have plenty of time to discuss it later. Jesse, are you all right?
I'm fine.
Jesse, you're crying. Do you need a minute? The restrooms are just on the other side of the reception.
Yeah, thanks.
You know, it's all right. Don't worry about it. I know interviews can be stressful.
Yeah, I'll be back in a second. What are you doing? What is wrong with you? It's just an interview. It's just an interview. Hey, could you help me out? The boss, what was his name again?
His name?
Yeah, like, what should I call him?
Yeah, and I know what you meant. He prefers people not to use his name. Just call him Sir.
Sir?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks.
You all right now, Jesse?
Yeah, sorry, it was just nerves.
We'll speak no more about it. You ready to get back into it?
Sure, sir.
Fantastic. So, I wanted to ask you about what difficulties you've had to overcome working on your project.
Well, there's always a lot of failed attempts to begin with, having to evaluate what works and what doesn't for every iteration.
Of course. And any conflict?
Yeah, I've argued with David so much about this project, it's getting unbearable. Honestly, if we were roommates, I don't think we'd even still be friends. I don't know why I told you that, Pon.
People say I've just got one of those faces. Anyway, everyone has arguments. You're only human.
Yeah, it's just been difficult, you know, like, we're on the verge of something big and, like, he's just trying to ruin it.
What do you mean?
He's been trying to persuade me, patent it, commercialize it, make a fortune off of it. I don't think that it's right, I guess.
What do you want to do with it?
I'll make sure they're available for as cheap as possible. The world needs clean energy, and I just don't see what the point of reserving that for the rich would be.
A noble cause. So, if it's David's invention as well, what are you going to do about it?
I guess I'll just have... Sorry, does that have anything to do with the interview?
Jesse.
Because I'm not going to suggest ways to get my friend out of the picture, just so Elysium can make a bigger profit off of it.
Alright. Alright, Jesse. You know, I'm just interested in how you yourself would handle the situation. Conflict is common in the workplace, even at Elysium, and I need to know that you can handle it. So.
Right, sorry, that wasn't very professional. Well, if I can't persuade him, I'll have to be firmer. Hopefully he'll realise that he can make his millions any way he likes if he would just let this invention fly.
Sounds like a decent strategy. Well, anyway, back to you. What would you say has been your life's proudest achievement so far?
Wow, I'm not sure. Getting into the uni I wanted, maybe. I've not done much in life that's not academic yet, really. Like...
You haven't had much life experience.
Yeah, I guess I want to be able to do something more than just engineering, like travel, to meet people, to fall in love. My life, I've just been too scared to try anything. I just wish I had the confidence to chase those things. Well, you really do have the face for it.
It's what makes me such a good interviewer. I always get the truth out of people.
You'd make a good therapist.
Well, that I haven't heard before. Anyway, there's just one more thing I have to ask you, Jesse.
What's that?
One final question. So, Jesse, did you really think you could save him?
What? That's... David?
Read it. Out loud.
David Harris, admitted 6 November 2022, cause of death. Homicide? What's going on?
Funny how things like that slip the mind, isn't it? It's not all that uncommon, though. Most people I talk to don't tend to remember for quite a while.
What are you talking about? What's going on?
Jesse, just think about it. It'll come back to you.
What are you talking about?
It'll start as sensory, the feeling as your hands tip him to overbalance, the sound of the splash as he hits the water, your feet hammering on the tarmac as you run to check the other side.
No, it's not possible. I couldn't see him.
He went under for too long. I think the rocks must have knocked him unconscious, though. Who's to say? You were both barely conscious with how much you'd had to drink.
I can't.
Is that why you tried to save him? You can't have been thinking straight.
I never could swim.
Did you manage to grab him for a moment? Or did you just touch the arch of the bridge?
I couldn't keep afloat. I tried, damn it, I tried. I tried to reach him.
And where did trying get you?
I couldn't breathe. It was so cold. I tried to save him.
But you couldn't. Your lungs filled up with freezing river water and you died, Jesse.
I just wanted him to understand. I never meant for it to happen.
Why did you do it, Jesse?
I just got angry. I wanted him to understand. He was always so stubborn.
No, Jesse, why did you try to save him?
I couldn't just let him die. I'd do it every time. I would always jump in.
I believe you. You understand who I am.
Yeah. And I know I'm not here for an interview.
You killed someone, Jesse. But you also died trying to save them. It's a difficult decision deciding where you should go. That's why I wanted to meet you.
And what do you think?
Well, we're not quite done yet.
Why's that?
Well, you've had your chance to share your point of view, and now...
Hey there, roommate.